my chest is lagging. Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I am Steve Shaw. In this video, I want to talk about the question I get over and over and over again. Help me, big, hairy, ugly dude. I have a lagging chest. My chesticles are lagging. My man slabs, my furry man slabs just aren't the size that I want. My pectacles aren't spectacular, big, hairy, ugly dude. What can I do? Guys, before I get into that topic, if you have a question, check out the link below. Come on over, submit your questions. The best questions I turn into videos just like this. So I received this question again this weekend from a gentleman on Instagram who said, hey, my pecs are lagging. What can I do? Well, I just want to talk about that for a minute because there is 95% of the time when somebody asks this question, you look at their physique and you realize one thing. Their pecs aren't lagging at all. It's that they have an unrealistic vision in their head of how big their pecs can actually get naturally. When I look at a gentleman who asks this question, usually I see just normal sized pecs compared to the rest of their body. But these individuals tend to see these big, huge, round, full pecs that like Arnold Schwarzenegger had. And they're like, I want that, but my pecs don't look like that, so they're lagging. What can I do? Here's the thing. Most people have an unrealistic ideal of how big their pecs can get. I'm not saying they aren't lagging for some individuals. Obviously, that would be a foolish thing to say. But 95% of you really don't have lagging pecs. You have an unrealistic vision of how big your pecs should be or could be. That doesn't mean you shouldn't stop fighting for pec size. Not at all. You just have an unrealistic idea. If you look at competitive natural bodybuilders on stage, they tend to have kind of a flat, unimpressive chest in general. That's just the average competitor. Even the pros levels, they'll have a little bit more fullness, but unless they're a genetic freak, you really don't see a lot of that freaky Arnold type of size. If you see a really full chest on a natural, generally a lot of it has to do with genetic shape or angles, or sometimes when you flex like this, you can get that bulge. They've mastered that look to post on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. But if you see these guys on stage, there really isn't a lot in the natural realm, a lot of very, very super thick pecs. That doesn't mean there's not beef there. It's just that the average natural is just getting a false ideal of how big their pecs can get. They have just the idea of this. It's like breasts, men want everything on the chest to be, they want women's breasts to be like that and the booty to be like that, but the real world, it's just not that big. So with that said, if you believe your pecs are lagging, what should you do? First and foremost, and I preach this consistently, focus on what you can control. Focus on what you can control. What can you control? You can control getting a lot stronger. You can control your exercise selection. Choose the best exercises. Get a lot stronger on those exercises. You can control your volume. Make sure you have a reasonable amount of volume. You can control your set effort. Instead of just arbitrarily going in and doing 3 or 4 sets of 10 and not pushing for more weight, you can control how hard you push that set. You can, using good form, you can take that set for as many reps as possible. Stop that set when you feel like your form might break down or your form's breaking down, or you might fail on the next rep. So you can control your effort, you can control your volume, you can control your exercise selection, and you can control how consistent you are. You can control your diet, so you're gaining. You can focus on all those things. You can control progressive overload. So you go into the gym, you just get as strong and big as you can over the first 3, 4, 5 years. And after that point, if you start to see when you're in that groove of muscle and strength building and your bench press is 275 for 3 or 4 reps, and you've added like 20, 22, whatever pounds of muscle mass, and you're looking pretty darn good, then you can take and say, hey, is my chest really lagging? And if it is, there are things you can do. You could do more of a chest focus. Focus more on contraction on your chest. You could add a little bit more volume on exercises that tend to target your chest more. You can do supersets like I do. I'll do supersets of like dumbbell bench press. Like I'll go into the gym and I'll hit the bench press just strong. It's just my strength movement. I want to get that as strong as possible. It's a compound movement. I don't worry about isolating my pecs or my triceps or my shoulders during a compound. The focus of a compound movement is to get that lift as strong as possible. And when you do, you're going to bring up the most body parts. It's the most bang for the buck for all the body parts involved. But after I do that big bang movement, I'll move on to dumbbell bench press and I'll focus more on a contraction. I still want to get stupid strong on it, but I'll focus more on that chest contraction. And then I'll superset that with like push-ups where you can really focus on a chest contraction as well. So after the big hitter's done, I'll do stuff like that. Or you could do things like the guillotine press, and there's other exercises out there where you actually bench press towards your neck. And I got to clarify, you don't want to bring it down to your neck. I usually stop right about here, about 6 inches from my neck. The further back your elbows go, the more strain you're going to put on your shoulders. So you don't want to do that during a guillotine press. But I found you can really get a good chest feel with the guillotine press, and powerlifters like Paul Carter agree with me. So both of us are fans of this movement. When you move on from that type of stuff and you do like machine chest press or pec deck or flies or whatever, that's when you want to focus on that good contraction, because you've spent all your energy and your strength and now you moved on to isolation exercises. So just do a fair share of isolation work, volume on isolation work with contractions, 12 to 15 reps per set, and finish off your chest like that. So again, just to recap, most guys really don't have a lagging chest. They just believe they do. If you really do, or you're concerned you do, focus on the things you can control. Exercise selection, getting a lot stronger, a reasonable amount of volume. Make sure your diet's on point. Make sure you're consistent, all that good stuff. Make sure your form's good. And just train smart. Don't try to turn compound movements into isolations and isolate your chest on bench press. Get brutally strong on bench press. And then when you move on to secondary exercises, then you can start to focus on contraction and heavy weight like dumbbell benches. And then when you move on to your isolation or moderate machine work like machine chest press or whatever, you can really start to focus on contraction with volume and blast your chest into oblivion. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, check out the link below. If you've made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.